Welcome everyone to Pod Chef, the only official Top Chef rewatch podcast that we know of. I'm your host, your boy Reeves. I'm joined by my co-hosts Jamal and Brian. Guys, how you doing? How did you like the final episode of what has to be the best season of Top Chef, season 2?
I'm living large. In this final episode,
Uh-oh.
I mean that's what I was
Alrighty.
gonna say, which is interesting. So I think Brian's sous chef feels the same way about this episode I do, which is it's $2.
2 barks.
I have to
Yeah.
mute because not only will you hear the dog barking, but you hear my wife go, "Stop it! Stop! You gotta stop!"
I think
Keep-
about
keep
that
those
when
in.
we have to yell at our dog for barking too much. If someone on the street can hear me go, "Stop it. Just stop it. Relax. Stop it. Go lay down."
This episode was a lot of food.
Lots of food.
Some would say too much food.
Some would say, and that person was me. Too much food. I needed more talking. More like there was as far as like
more.
what we're going to talk about about this episode. It was like we don't talk about the food, so like what is there to talk about?
Yeah, if we have to like stray into the territory where we actually review the food and try and like explain what they did and like give commentary on whether it was a good idea or a bad idea, then people will know that we are frauds.
Yeah, and then that's going to be
So-
the reviews that they leave.
Yeah, these
I don't want
these
that.
hosts are frauds. They're liars. They know nothing about cooking or food.
I don't want that.
They shouldn't be doing this podcast. I don't know why Tom chose them.
I don't know either. Honestly, I think he never told us why he picked us. Right?
He didn't.
Well,
It's a big question.
I think in a way he did tell us how he picked us when he gave us our report cards.
Mm-hmm.
And so he knows why he picked me and Reeves. But I think we do need to find out why he picked Brian.
Yes.
But we have Brian's report card today.
we have it. Should I say how I got it now, or should I wait a little bit and say how I got it?
I think we should just get into it right now.
Well, don't we do the food thing? What we ate for dinner last night?
Sure, let's do the food thing then.
We have a strict way that we do these episodes. It's a very tight show.
I know. Yeah. Pattern matters.
Chefs, last night I think chefs. I think last night I did a tray bake. I think I went to tray baker. Or no,
Oh, yeah.
sorry, not me. My wife prepared a tray baker, which I thought was going to be gross because it was gnocchi, like already made, then on a sheet pan. And you mix it together with like different types of peppers, like orange, yellow, red peppers, a red onion, which I don't like, rosemary, which I don't really like rosemary. It's a little too strong for me. And then all that's mixed together with olive oil, put on a tray, thrown in the oven, cooked for like 20 minutes. And, there's tomatoes too. And it tasted pretty good.
You don't like red and or purple onions, and you
I-
don't like rosemary?
So, okay, I don't mind. No, okay. First of all, I hate uncooked. I cannot eat uncooked onions. And like my worry was these being in the thing wouldn't like fully cook down. They'd be in that weird like still kind of crunchy phase. Like the same thing with the peppers. I was worried the peppers would be like crunchy and not cooked all the way too, which I don't like. But it cooked long enough that it all like congealed and became sugar, which is what I like when vegetables become sugar. And so that was good. And rosemary, I don't like. It's too strong. I think rosemary smells great. The taste is not for me.
Okay. So that makes sense because I was a little confused why you didn't like what the outcome was. Because like whenever I put like onions and rosemary and that kind of stuff in the oven and it comes out, I then have candy. Sour Patch Kids.
Yes, yeah, that's
Very tasty.
yeah. That's when I feel like the biggest fatty when I tell people that I don't like raw onions, but I like when they're cooked, and it's like because then it's sugar at that point. Like you can make any vegetable into sugar if you just cook it down, and it'll become sugar. And then everyone goes like, "Well, you cooked all the like taste and all the like the nutrients out of it." I'm like, "Yeah, but now I cooked it into sugar, which is what I like."
It's caramelized.
You're not cooking all the the nutrients out of it just if you get a nice caramelization on it.
Does it actually get more sugar? Like, is it actually worse for me?
No,
Like, is there a chemical reaction that somehow makes it more sugar carb bad for me? Or
no.
so then why people give me why am I getting hassled when I can't
No,
eat
what-
when I
what
can't
is-
define my vegetables?
Because here's what will make it bad: if it's all black, that is basically carcinogens. That char, if it's like just char that you're eating, that's actually bad for you.
Well, we didn't
Yes.
char it.
What I'm saying, if you eat, that's why you shouldn't eat burnt food, because burnt toast, the char on the toast, that is bad for you.
And this is good. This is good information, Brian. Don't eat
Like,
burnt food.
Yeah, burnt food is bad for you. Like
It's
people who
bad.
like, dude, like grilling and like they get that like deep black char on their food. That's not good for you.
What about jerk chicken?
Yeah. What about
What
jerky?
about it?
That's burnt.
Is it burnt?
Yeah,
I've had many a
blackened
jerk
blackened chicken, blackened fish.
That's a season. First of all, it's not. It's a style of cooking, but it's not burnt.
Blackened isn't burning it?
No, it's like variation of blackening the spices, but it's not burning it. You're not supposed to burn it.
Hmm.
And C fans, this is what you would be getting if we talked more about food.
And no one
So-
likes this.
Write in whether or not you like this or not.
I have a lot of explaining to do with my house guests who came over to I had a big, so last week I had a huge dinner when I invited everyone over, no mask, no social distancing. We just
Oh,
like
no.
hung out in my small kitchen,
It's like people like you are the problem.
and I served them a delicious blackened everything, because and I'm not going to say why I did that.
Because they were black.
no.
What was the name of the party again? Because you had a name for it, right?
Oh,
It's a
yeah,
Black History Month.
It was a
back,
Black
right?
History. Yeah, it was a black party, which they have white parties. So I said, why not have a black party?
So why don't we have a black party? Everyone's wearing
Mhm.
black, right?
Yes. And then I burnt all the food. Well, I didn't burn it. I blackened all the food. And everyone was like, this is burnt. And I said, no, it is not. I said, shut
It's
up and eat it.
blackened.
And they wouldn't eat it. And I got very offended. So I flipped the table like Jesus.
Oh.
And then they don't talk to me anymore.
you burnt blackened food. See, that's what do you want? They couldn't eat. You invited them over for a black party. They couldn't eat.
I think they were being rude. I think they should have just eaten. When you go to someone's house, they invite you over. You eat. You deal with. You eat it. You go, ooh, this is good, even if it's bad. That's what you do.
That's
I used
exactly
to
what I
hate
would
being
do.
told that when I was younger. If you go to someone's house, it's disrespectful if you don't eat all the food. What if I hate it?
Too bad.
I'm supposed to shove it down my throat?
Yes.
Is it going to be more disrespectful if I vomit?
You're not gonna
Mm.
vomit.
I've done it before at someone's house.
You
The food
puke
was
because
so
of someone's yucky food.
Yeah. I was like,
Whoa.
hey, I'm trying to shove this down, but it's not good. I need to use the restroom.
And you didn't just say you were pooping.
No.
You
I
came
said,
back and you're like, I threw up.
I
Because
was like,
you're
I said,
gross.
I need to.
I have
said,
an
need
announcement
use
to
the
make.
restroom. I said, I need to use the restroom. This food's not going to stay down.
Well, it was also like the bathroom was like right next to the kitchen, and it was like everyone was very quiet. Like you were the one that was like getting the conversation going and stuff.
Yeah, it was a studio apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
it's a bit of a unified scene theater situation, and that's
Right,
for
right.
like 4 people.
That's for our audience. So chefs, I prepared for you a some turkey chili that I made from scratch with some ground turkey. Got your onions, your garlic, some kidney beans, some lentils, some tomatoes, all kinds of good stuff. That's what we had yesterday.
Chefs, I prepared for you ground beef scramble with broccoli, garlic, and sweet potatoes.
What's
It's
that?
very simple.
What's
It's
the
just ground
scramble?
ground beef, and broccoli and sweet potatoes cooked in the same skillet.
You eat it just like that? It's just nothing else on
Yeah.
it?
Nothing else on it.
Okay, so
No
I didn't
sauce.
know the term scramble, but what
I
you
just
described,
used it. I might be wrong. I just threw it out there. Could be
because
wrong.
that's what I eat a lot.
Okay.
And I just call it a beef bowl, but I like
Well, I just
scramble
call it a
better.
scramble.
Scramble is
Because-
way better.
I gotta scramble it up in the pot. So
Sure.
What do you guys call? Do you call it ground beef?
Hmm.
yeah, what do you call it?
I also call it ground beef, but some people call it chopped
Pink.
meat.
Some people call it pink slime.
Carrie's dad calls it chopped meat.
Chopped meat.
Well, to be fair, where are you guys from again?
I'm from Virginia.
Yeah, where though?
the Eastern Shore from Chincoteague Island, Virginia.
There it is.
But he is not. He is from New York and New Jersey.
Oh, is it upstate New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
What do you guys call meat from the deli?
Deli meat.
Like, yeah, deli meat.
Yeah, I think he calls it cold cuts. Those are cold cuts.
Well, yeah,
I've heard that
term,
yeah.
But I mean, if you go in, you don't go in and say, "Just give me cold cuts." You're like, "Oh, I'm going to get some deli meat."
But a cold cut is a sandwich to me. This is so boring.
To me, cold cut is a sandwich.
So we have so few listeners already,
and
everyone is asleep and or jumping out a window right now.
Like 10 minutes in, and I've already got to. Do you guys know people call things different things? You guys know about pop? They call it pop in Ohio, and they call it Coke in Atlanta. And this is the most boring conversation. And I'm sorry that I've done this to you guys.
I was excited for the point where there was a silence, and I was going to be like, what's another one?
Should we just do your report card then?
Yes, please. I'm doing so
go.
bad at conversation.
Finally. All right, well, let's talk about your report card. Hot off the presses. You want to talk about how you got it from Tom?
Yeah, I'll tell you how I got it from Tom, and then I will tell you how I gave it to Jamal. Rewind. 2 days ago. It's a Monday behind the candelabra. It is Monday. 2 days ago takes us to Saturday. I am at the park. My little dogs. I have two of them. I'm walking around the park. It's snow. There's snow everywhere. You know, it's been really crappy here. One of my little dog poops. That's what happens. Dogs do it. I pick it up in a little baggie, go to the trash can, open the lid. Tom pops up a la Oscar the Grouch. And he says, "Hey, there you are." Like he had been looking for me, but he was like in this trash can. And I was like, "There I am. What are you talking about, Tom?" And he's like, I found you. And I said, "I think I found you. I opened a trash can and you were inside of it." And he didn't want to get into the semantics. I tried to. I love talking semantics. I love talking about the way people talk. You know, this is how I love talking to people. So I helped him out of the trash can. He said, "Help me out of the trash can." I helped him out. He was not wearing any pants. I asked him where his pants were. He said they were in the other trash can. And in the other trash can, that was just full of like plastic bottles and cans. And he said, "No, yeah, those are my pants." And I said, these are cans and bottles, Tom. And he's like, "Yeah, those are my pants." So we spend a long time trying to fashion pants out of these cans and bottles. And it's not going well. I don't have any equipment. I don't have anything to cut these bottles or cans. I don't have any soldering equipment. I have nothing. But, 45 minutes later, he has something that he can wear in public that is like covering.
45 minutes later?
I'm telling you, do you think you can make pants faster with nothing, with just bottles and cans?
Yeah, I could buy pants faster than that.
Well, he didn't want to buy pants. He didn't. He said, "I want my pants," and he kept pointing to the bottles and cans.
Tom, come on, Tom.
Why was he using bottles? He could just. he's a pretty well-to-do man. He can get some nice pants.
It's like we were in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and I was like, there's stuff everywhere. There's like a Bonobos. There's whatever nice clothes. I don't know what people wear that are nice pants. I was like, we can go there. And he was like, "No, these are my, I came here with my pants. I'm leaving with my pants." Fine. I'm not going to argue with him. When he gets stuck on something, you kind of have to do it. Like, he's really persistent.
Yeah, that sounds like Tom. It's like, even
Classic
if he says
Tom.
something crazy that it's like doesn't make any sense, it's like you can't get him off it. And he's not going to justify it for you either. He's just going to be like, "Where do we got to do this? Come with me."
Yeah. And he doesn't let you ask questions either. He's like, he says, "There's no time for questions. I'll explain on the way." And then he doesn't because he's always singing that song whenever you go. He's always singing "The Wheels on the Bus" everywhere you go. Yeah. So he gets the pants on.
He only knows that verse. He only knows "Wheels about to go round and round, round and round." He just does that over and over and over again.
Yeah,
which I guess is just the song.
So he gets the bottles and cans pants on, and he checks the pockets, and he's like, "Oh no, it's missing." And I say, "What's missing?" And he said, "Your report card is missing." I was like, "Tom, that was
I can't believe I forgot we hadn't even gotten to the part about the report card yet."
No, I didn't even know why he had popped up. He just said, "Hey, I found you. Help me put my pants together." So, how much time do we have? So he says that he forgot. He doesn't have the report card. He wants to put it in his other pants. So we get a lift. He says he doesn't use Uber. He doesn't like the way that the name comes off his mouth. Uber. He says Uber. He says it sounds like gross. So we get in a lift. We go to his apartment, which is in a part of Brooklyn that he didn't want to. He made me wear a blindfold, and he spun me around a lot. We get to his apartment. We go in, and have you guys seen Tom's apartment?
I've seen pictures of it online.
Yeah, I think I've seen an old version of it, so
Yeah.
you might be at a newer one.
So it looks great. Like it would look great if it were covered for old newspapers. Like if it didn't have newspapers stacked to the ceiling, it would look great. He was like, "Oh, but like what I did with the place, I just had it redone." And again, I don't want to ask him any questions because I don't have time. I still have my little dogs with me, and I have that poop too because I couldn't put it in the can because he was in the can. He says, "Hold on, it's here somewhere. Let me look for it." And he's going through newspapers, and he's like, "Hey, look at this, great year, right?" And he's like, 1965. And I was like, "I don't know, Tom. I wasn't alive then. I don't think you were alive then." And he's like, "Great fucking year." I'm like, "Cool, man. Whatever." I asked him if I could use his bathroom, and he said no. So I have a seat on his couch, and I'm just waiting for him to go through it. And he's going through all this stuff, and then he says, "Aha! Here it is." And he hands it to me. It's the report card. I said, "Great. Okay, Tom, this has been a lot of fun. I have to go. My dogs are here, and they need to get home." And he said, "Okay." He said, "Make sure Jamal gets this before you see it." And then he, and then he swacked it. He sealed it with a kiss, and said, and he'll say, "I'll know if you opened this because this kiss is for Jamal."
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't open it because I didn't want to. It's Jamal's kiss, and I will never steal a kiss.
I hate to spoil this, but that explains why you tried to kiss me when you were handing me the fucking letter.
Well, because I thought that if I kissed you, then I could use your lips to open the envelope the correct way and not actually lie. You know, I would have been doing it the right way. So I said, "Yes, Tom, of course. I never steal a kiss. That's one thing I will never do on my life is steal a kiss."
You said word is bond, right?
I said, "Word is bond." He said, "I'm not doing that anymore." He said, "That was when I gave Jamal his. I don't do that anymore."
He said, "I got some negative press."
He said, I'm trash man now. I don't do anything else. That's my persona now. It's trash guy.
After that, I had to redo my image. I came up with some ideas, and Trash Man was the one that seemed the easiest to execute, the one that I wanted to do the most, that seemed like there wouldn't be any problems.
Prepping for the new season.
Yeah, I think, you know what, he probably is stressed. He's got the new season coming out. He's probably very busy. So, I mean, it's understandable that, you know, his apartment is filled with newspapers all the way back to 1965.
Yeah. So I don't want to give him a hard time. So he shows me out, which of course is through the fire escape because he says no one can see you that you came in here. That's fine. That's pretty much par for the course when dealing with Tom. And I drove to Jamal's house and I gave Jamal the report card. Tried to kiss him. We all know how that turned out. He denied me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I drove home. And now Jamal has the report card.
Wow.
Okay, so I got the report card. Let's go through it right now.
Great.
So
Jamal already knows to do this double speed. That's good.
Yeah, there's like 7 different categories. So let's just get right into it. First category is called meal prep. And you got a D.
Uh-oh.
I got a D in meal prep?
Yeah, in meal prep, it says D. And then the comment is doesn't do it often.
That's fair.
So that's on Tom. That's Tom doing that.
I'm already starting in such a hole. I'm starting in such a hole for this now.
Yep. These are his grades for you. What do you want me to do? The next category is banter and bits.
Oh, well, this has to be a B for alliteration alone.
Well, no, he gave you an A.
That's better than a B.
Well, hold on. It's spelled A-Y-E-E-E, like A.
Okay.
He said he wasn't doing that anymore.
Yeah. And then he wrote, I can't believe he wrote this. He wrote, A must be the funnies.
Oh man, so that must have been done prior to him getting all the feedback on the last time.
I think so.
Yeah.
So you had an A.
So that's an A.
That's
technically an A.
Yeah.
So right now you're at a C. So that's good.
I could still almost go to the ski trip, depending on how the rest of this turns
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's true.
You got clip cut twos. This is back when you're doing clips.
Okay.
And the transitions to the clips, and he put W for withdrew because you did withdraw from that. You
I
Okay.
stopped doing those. Yeah, I was doing
you
too
stopped
much.
doing that completely.
I had a
So you dropped that
full.
class.
I had a full load, and I had to
Mhm.
drop that
Yeah.
class. Better than failing it. It's
Um,
better than I knew it was gonna fail
It
it, so I
is
had to
because you
drop
can
it.
take it next semester, and you can like really wrap your head around it and like really come at it with like your A game.
Yes.
The next one is called Doppelganger. I don't know why this is a category,
Whoa.
Okay.
but he put on here U for undecided,
Mm.
and he wrote Jonah Hill, Chris Farley, John Gimberlin.
Okay.
Oh man,
So
that seems a little bit mean.
that seems mean, and now I'm confused at when he actually did this because that's in reference to the last episode we did,
Yeah.
which we
Which makes me
recorded.
think he's listening.
Which we recorded on Saturday, didn't we? No, we recorded on.
Yeah, which means while he was in the trash can, he was probably listening to the podcast.
Okay. Well. No, okay. All right, fine. I mean, that's rude. I don't know why he would
Do
say
you
that.
want to answer that though? Because he says he'd like an answer on which one you
Who
want.
I think that I look like?
Yeah, he also put Chubby Chef. I don't know who he's referencing there.
Chubby Chef.
Yeah, he said Brian looks like a chef also, but I forgot the guy's name because he's irrelevant. He's never been on my show.
Oh, that
Yeah.
Maddie Matheson guy?
Oh, that's who it is, Maddie Matheson.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't have the mustache anymore, so probably not him.
Okay, well, you Jonah Hill, Chris Farley, John Gimberlin.
I mean, that's good company. Those are all very
Yeah, that's
funny
good.
guys.
Yeah, that's good company. These are all funny white guys.
Yeah,
That's the big thing they have in common.
I mean, gosh, I don't know. I guess.
that, and they're all dead too.
Yeah, rest in peace,
R.I.P.
Jonah
all
Hill.
three of them.
Yeah, your comedy career is kind of dead.
It never got off the line.
Woof.
I'm reading his comment.
I was gonna
Hold on.
say,
I'm reading
Jamal's
Tom's comments.
are harsher than
I'm
Tom's.
reading Tom's comments. They're on here.
Wait, so where is that? That was
That's underneath. That's underneath the Maddie Matheson. He wrote like a paragraph under this.
Wait, hold on. Did he script out this whole conversation in my report card? Is like what we've been saying is on that?
We're hitting bits that he has in here. He's got points. He's like, talk about his 4 doppelgangers. Then mention this. Give it a second. Then mention this. There's one more I'm going to mention, but I'm supposed to wait until I hear the catchphrase, the keyword.
The catchphrase.
Yeah, the catchphrase. But you don't worry. If you hit it, I'll say it. But otherwise, I don't have to say it.
Okay.
So we can move on.
Okay.
Next category is called romance,
Okay.
Mm,
and he gave you a PW.
PW.
And I'm worried that stands for a sound that goes whoopsh.
No.
Okay.
Not pussy whip. No. No. But he did give you a PW, which is fatty wop. Which P is fatty wop, and it's wet ass podcaster.
Okay. So that sounds nice, though, right?
It's a good, yeah. That's a good
one.
grade. He put in parentheses B.
That's
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, he needs to do more of that because his grading scale is kind of all over the place.
It's crazy. It is all over the place. It's like what are those schools where they don't give you grades? They just give you like
School of Hard Knocks.
stickers.
Yeah,
They give
School
you
of Hard
stickers.
Knocks. Freaking
Yeah.
Nelly.
It's Jay-Z.
As soon as I said it, I was like, that's not right.
Okay, wet ass podcaster. I guess that's
Yeah.
good.
Hey, you've been saying you want to get that WAP on here. So
I have been saying that.
let's see here. Next one is called Signature Dish,
Okay.
and gave you an A.
Okay.
All right. That's great. You got an A.
Yeah, you got an A. All he did was write Sloppy Joes are good.
Thank
See,
you. So there you go.
Yeah.
So he likes Sloppy Joes.
And you guys like to come at me for Sloppy Joes. And Tom Colicchio likes Sloppy Joes.
Yeah. There's a bit of a thread here because Sloppy Joes, he mentions Chris Farley.
Okay.
I'm
So
seeing some connections.
Yeah, I think we might be singing Lunch Ladyland at some point in this episode.
So last category is obviously comedy. We all had that as last category.
Okay, here we go. Here's the big one. At this point, am I in or out of the ski trip?
I think
No
you're
idea.
in. I think if you get like an A or B in this one, I think you're in because you've got a A for banter and bits, which cancels out the D. So you got a C, and you got a fatty wop. That was an A. You put on here.
Uh-huh.
So you got signature dish was an A. I mean, you're looking good. I mean, you got a
Oh,
withdrew
yeah.
and an undecided, but so far you're looking good.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm gonna hold my breath because I really want to go on the ski trip. I've been starving myself to go on this. I can't wait to eat all that snow.
Oh, okay.
I just want to like. Actually, I should have been training my stomach to make it bigger to eat more snow, but instead I've been starving myself. I'll eat a bunch of snow anyway. It doesn't matter.
This must be hard for you right now because it's been snowing so much where you live,
So
and you love
hungry.
to eat snow.
So hungry and it all looks so good. It can be anything. You put flavor in it. It's like tofu. Snow is natural tofu.
You say, "Honey, I'm gonna go shovel the driveway," and you put on like a napkin.
I put
your
on a lobster
shirt and
bin.
you have a fork and a knife, and you go out there. And
She
just
told me
eat.
not to spoil my dinner. All right, here we go. What did I get for
All right.
comedy?
You got a B.
Hey!
Okay.
You got a B.
Does that
Good.
stand for anything?
He left the comments blank.
No comment at all on
But
that?
he's got no comment on it.
That seems worse.
He just
Yeah,
says
it's
B,
confusing.
and then there's nothing there.
Well, maybe just take it because
Yeah,
I mean
take
that
the
means you're
B.
going on the ski trip. You're gonna
Because
eat.
otherwise, what are you gonna do? Complain? Like email the teacher and say, "Hey, remember 5 years ago when I took your improv class? Why did I get a C or why did I get a B and not an A?" You don't want to do that.
Well, yeah, because they just released the notes after all those
Yeah.
years. So now I
Yeah.
know. Now I know why.
Now you know exactly.
Release
why.
the notes, okay?
Yeah.
They've been Besser has been hanging on to these notes. We don't know where they are. The notes disappeared. They're gone.
All of
They're
sudden,
gone. There's a
no
lot of bad
notes.
things in these notes. Okay. Bad
No one
things.
knows what's being said in the notes.
I'm gonna get Russia. I'm gonna get Russia to get these notes out. The UCB notes. Okay. If Russia is listening,
You
drop
think
all the
Sleepy
notes.
Joe could have got these notes?
This, just so everyone knows, this is not recorded while Trump is the president. It has been a month since we've heard from him.
He's talking at CPAC. He's going to get his in this weekend.
Whatever happened to that guy? Yes, whatever happened to Trump? Is he all right?
I
Yeah,
hope so.
he's fine.
They just knocked down one of his casinos in Atlantic City.
Knocked it
You
down.
think that was they knocked it down or it was failing prices?
I think they knocked it down.
So you think it was strong, but they knocked it down.
Okay, so I'm going to ski trip. I'm going to eat so much snow. Let me know what you guys want me to bring back for you. What kind of snow you want? I'll bring back for you guys for us to sneak it into my
it's not-
luggage.
I already told you this. It's not. It'll melt if you keep
Yeah.
trying to bring me snow, and then it's just like you open your bag and you're like, I don't know where it went. I think I got robbed, and I'm like, the snow it melted, Brian.
No, the TSA keeps going through my bag because they smell weed on me and they want to find it. And then they find snow and they go, "Oh, even better." And they take all my snow.
Okay. Well, maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. At least you're going. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna eat a lot
Well,
of
good
snow.
report card. Oh,
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good for it. I feel good. I feel like this podcast means something.
Okay.
And now I should probably take a break and then we'll come back and talk about this episode, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, great. On that note, we're gonna take a break and then we'll come back and talk about the cooking show. Welcome back. Okay, we're jumping into it. We're at part 2 of the season finale of season 2 of Top Chef, the finale in Hawaii. So we're down to our last 2 competitors, our last 2 chefs, Marcel and Alon, just the way the producers probably wanted it. The 2 guys that seem to hate each other the most.
This is a producer's wet dream. These Top Chef producers were just like, they were like, yes, we can make this work. And I think any of the final 4 from the last episode could have easily been these top 2. So I think it was clear, just like, this will be the best TV. I think.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think from like a cooking perspective, I think they kind of were all in the same level. They're different types of chefs. But in terms of like technique and ability, they all seemed kind of on the same level. And so it just came down to the cook and also what would make the best TV, which is Marcel versus Alon. Before they get into it and start their cooking, they go on a nice, morning stroll to go to the beach and eat some, I think it was sea urchin. Is that what they were eating?
Yeah, fresh. Does urchin exist outside of the sea?
I mean, after they pull it out of the sea, yeah.
But it's called sea urchin. Is it just an urchin? I don't know. Whatever. This is a stupid conversation. You guys know what they call? You guys know what they call soda pop in Ohio?
Yeah. So
I think there is a sand urchin.
Sand urchins?
No, I'm just making that up.
Okay.
They're sand crabs.
Oh,
Sand crabs.
There's definitely sand crabs.
It seems like they're having a great time and being friendly, and then it cuts to the talking head where Alon says that he wishes he was there with a beautiful woman and not Marcel, which seems unnecessary. I wonder if he was alluding to anyone that we know, any beautiful women that we might know.
Yeah.
I think he was talking about Elia.
I think so,
definitely.
too.
So, yeah, I guess we'll get into it, but he likes to kiss her a lot and hug her.
That's what I was bringing.
It's real gross and weird. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have the relationship where they're cool with that and they're consenting adults.
It up.
And it's just like every time they see each other, they have to kiss each other all the time. I don't know. It seems a little much. Makes me uncomfortable.
It's like 7 kisses hello on each cheek. Like, we get it. You're both here.
We get it. You guys are into each other.
So Marcel ends up pricking his little finger on a sea urchin, and they both recently watched they've binged season 3 or 4 of Friends, and they know to numb any kind of pain from a sea urchin, you need to pee on it. And that's, well, let's hear how that went down.
Marcel, would you mind if I peed on your hand?
I think I would, actually.
Okay.
It's pretty gnarly. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
In the end, I didn't pee on Marcel, but I would have loved to pee on Marcel. I couldn't wait till we got back from the beach because I'm ready to win. I'm ready to finish this.
So is that like a cat law thing? It was like, if he pees on Marcel, he now owns Marcel?
I didn't think about it that way.
I think that's what he was going with.
Which is the ultimate own, by the way. Like, if you pee on someone, you've been owned.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively. Because they peed on you and now they've marked their territory.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, now that I think about it, I was gonna think maybe it was like some weird, like, not weird, but whatever. I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum. But he just wanted to pee on Marcel because he wanted to pee on Marcel. But if he did it because he wanted to stake his territory, mark him, if you will. Maybe he's playing a little Splatoon with P.
I mean, it would have been a smart move, because if Marcel was covered in Alon's pee and then he was cooking a dish for, the judges, he would come out and they'd be like, "Oh, this is Alon's dish. Alon, why did you cook twice?" And Marcel would keep being like, "No, it's me, Marcel. I cooked all these weird things." And they were like, it's not. It's Alon. So it'd be like Alon competing with himself in the finale.
And that might have actually gone better for Marcel, I think.
Yeah.
Because then when so we can get right to this, this is a flawless transition by me.
Yep.
Is when the elimination challenge, the final challenge is announced. They have to do 5 courses of the best meal ever. And some of our friends come back. Mike is there, and Mia and Betty and Frank and Elia and Sam all come back, and then they are asked who they want to be on a team with. And if Marcel had smelled like Alon, they might have picked Alon and then ended up on Marcel's team, and then probably had helped him win, because what happened was they mostly say Alon, but some of them say Marcel for whatever reason, but then they get to pick, and Marcel picks Sam and Mike, who don't like Marcel.
Yeah. They both say, well, did one of them say, I think Sam said that he would cook with Marcel, right?
He did.
but it seemed like he had been coached into it, or it was weird because everyone was saying Alon.
I think that's what I would think he just like probably felt, because we all know that Sam is kind of a pussy, and in that moment, he was like, "Oh, I can't. I have to make Marcel feel nice."
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the only other person was Frank was like, I want to cook with Marcel.
To shut him up.
But he
to
did
shut
it.
him up,
He did.
to keep him in line so I can beat him up.
Yeah.
Finally, I can get my hands on that little brat.
I want
is
to
what
wring
he
your
said.
neck,
It
Marcel.
was
Yeah.
like just don't pick me. Frank's like, I'll work with Marcel so I can tell him to shut up and teach himself. And Marcel's like, okay,
Yeah.
so I'm not picking you.
Yeah.
I feel like Frank is the smartest person because he was like, I just want a free trip to Hawaii.
That's exactly what it is for them.
I don't
Yeah.
want to help any of them cook. So I'll just be the most unpleasant person so they won't pick me, and then I can just go back and hang out in the hotel and the beach.
Mhm.
They all fucked up by not picking Mia anyway. Like she
Yeah.
wanted to be there. Like she says, like, I'm the best sous chef you'll ever have, and I'm gonna help you. Like she wanted to do this.
Yeah.
well,
she
the
seemed
cast was
motivated.
the cast was still dealing with a Cliff hangover, so you know, Cliff just got eliminated, so that was an area that was a little too scary to wander into, if you know what I mean.
Cliff Hangover is one of my favorite Stallone movies. Is that a working joke? Is that kind-
Cliff,
Yeah,
ahead. You can make your way across, Cliff. You're doing great. Oh God, Cliff, no! And he
No.
falls down. It was
So anyways, they
cliffhanger. Was that
didn't-
what you were doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I got it.
So I think everyone was still scared. They're like, I don't know, do we want to go the route with Mia? Because we just had that issue with Cliff.
Yeah.
What if Mia beats up Marcel
Yeah.
and tries to hold him down and shave his head during the competition here? So, but I think she was also like, hey, that's fine, you dummies. I'm better line cook than all of you.
She
That's
would have
fine."
been probably the best. Definitely
I
for
think so.
Marcel to pick. Yeah.
Oh my God, Marcel needed it.
Yeah. He definitely needed it.
I also don't understand Marcel's choices here. I'm gonna pick the two people who have openly said they wanted to fight me.
That's true. I think Sam was probably a good choice only because Sam seems like a good cook. Probably out of the people left, he knows what he's doing, and he did help. Ultimately, he helped or Marcel with one of his dishes that they forget an ingredient and they kind of have to improvise on the spot.
Yeah.
This
Which then Marcel tries to take credit for.
This is nothing against the height of. I also think that it was a good choice for Marcel to pick Sam because he can get things off the high shelf that Marcel can't reach.
Okay, and this is definitely true. And for someone who also has some trouble with height, I can tell you that you cannot walk around the kitchen in stilts. You
Yeah.
can't. It's too dangerous, and that's what
too
Marcel brought. Because this is another thing; they both were able to bring, I guess, whatever the fuck they wanted for the finale to cook with. It was ridiculous. Freaking Alon is bringing eels in. Who knows how he got
Yeah.
that through?
How did he get that on the plane?
I have no idea. Like a live
it
eel
was
aquarium.
2006. So.
That's true. 2006, 2007.
2006 is post 2001, so that's when everything changed on the planes.
No,
Change of the
Brian,
blade.
that's when things changed for me. It didn't change for you.
No. And Brian, now you're learning something.
That's right. My normal is not normal.
Some things stay the same, sucker.
Okay, yeah. So the teams are Marcel, Sam, and Mike, and Alon, Elia, and Betty,
Mm-hmm.
which I think
Betty's
is fun.
back.
Betty's back. Alon brought baby eagles on the plane, which I think is very funny. They have an unlimited budget to go to this. They call it a farmer's market. It's just people standing next to food that they set up for them. It is not a farmer's market. There's
Yeah.
no one else there.
It's just them. I mean, I guess they must be vendors or whatever, but they clearly just closed it off for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
that's awesome. It seems like they got some really cool ingredients, local stuff that would have been really fresh. But I mean, don't fucking lie to me with this farmer's market.
Yeah.
There should be more people there if it's a farmer's market.
Yes.
People there pushing me around, asking me about my radishes.
Yeah.
I'm in a panic attack because I don't want to be there surrounded by so many people.
Yeah. Someone complaining that they ran out of eggs. What do you mean you ran out of eggs?
You know how I know it's not a farmer's market? Because I'm not there getting as many free samples as I can.
You're that guy.
And this, what does this taste like? It tastes like peaches. Okay, and then this peach, it's also a peach. Okay.
Do all these peaches taste like peaches? Just to
And-
be sure, should I try them all?
And then this is a pickle.
I like that Brian at farmers markets will bring like bread from one station,
Mhm.
like just a slice, and he's like, "So what do we got here? What is these cold cuts?" What do we got?
Got some cold cuts over here.
Some
Yeah,
cold
you
cuts.
also you get sick
Smoked.
because you'll just like eat the flowers too.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, so a lot of farmers markets are set up just like on grass, and I'm like, oh, cool, there's grass here too, and I eat that, and then I'm not supposed to apparently.
Mm.
And they need to be more straightforward with what is for me and what is not for me. I
I've
think
been
is my
saying that for
issue.
years.
Yeah. I think that would help me a lot in life, just in general. If people were like, this is for you, Brian, and this is not for you, Brian.
How nice would that be if people could be that direct? That's the problem with society. People aren't direct enough. They don't tell you when things are for you or not for you.
They seem to be pretty direct with me and my people.
Oh, and now I'm learning something.
So they start cooking food. Marcel's playing with this teardrop thing. He wants to put salad dressing inside of sugar balls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, it looks cool. Tom comes in the kitchen and plays with it. He's like, this is cool. Betty calls Alon Marcel, which is like, he's like, what'd you say? And then it kind of goes away. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also when Marcel is so Tom obviously comes in, he's got to check on the kitchen, make sure nothing's on fire or anything. He's talking to Marcel. Marcel's doing the teardrop thing, and like Marcel like starts to explain it to him, and Tom just goes, yeah.
Tom
Yeah,
goes.
yep.
Got it.
Okay.
So then when he doesn't do it, when he couldn't pull it off in the actual finish, Tom's like, what the fuck's this teardrop?
I heard all about you would not stop talking about this teardrop thing, and now it's not here.
You would not shut up about the teardrop, and now it's not here. Points off.
Tom also asks Alon what his dishes are going to be, and Alon says that his appetizer is a secret. He is really excited about these baby eels. He really wants to like.
Yeah.
He's like this is secret. I brought this from home, and then they give Alon shit because they're like, oh, what's your menu? This is all Spanish stuff. Nothing is from Hawaii, and he's like, well, no, it's all from here, but none of the flavors. It's just like I use produce from Hawaii. Obviously, I'm in Hawaii.
Yeah, he also gets called out, not really called out, but just asked like, it seemed like you pre-planned what you were going to do. You came in with a game plan ahead of time. And he was like, no, I just looked at the ingredients that inspired me. And like, Gail's like, yeah, but I mean, it would be fine if you did that. I totally get it. We just want to know. And he was like, no.
No. I completely improvised it.
I'll just came up with all of it on the spot.
It's like, no. What we're trying to say is it's a good thing to plan this out.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people, later down the line do. They kind of
Yeah.
like come in with certain dishes, and especially when they get to the finale, because you have that time off, they start planning out kind of like, okay, this is the kind of stuff I want to do if I get to like the final. Which I'm like, that's exactly what I would do too. I totally get it.
Yes, 100%. I do want to introduce the guest judges though, real quick, just because there's some heavy hitters here. There's our favorite Michelle Bernstein. She's back. Scott Conant, and these are notes that I wrote down here. So these are pre-thought up jokes. Who looks like a Coke? He 100% sells Coke. If you look at this guy, he is a Coke. If not a dealer, a heavy user of cocaine.
He's a judge on Chopped a lot.
Wiley Dufresne, who I think is my favorite person that comes on Top Chef, who has this like long hair, these insane sideburns, and he has his like chest hair. You can see where he has to shave it so it doesn't connect to his beard. Like that's how like he looks crazy. And he's like, fuck it, I'm a great chef.
Yeah, he's like one of the best chefs, I think, in America. He's like this genius. I really like that. I think he's super cool because he, like you said, I guess his style is maybe a little bit, he's done some work on it. Right? Yeah, he's got some idea of what he's doing, but it's just like, he fucking looks great.
He just doesn't give a shit. So that's good for him.
Because he says, you're not going to be thinking about what I look like once you taste my food.
Yeah. Then there's Roy Yamaguchi. I have no thoughts, and Hubert Keller, who we've seen before, who is also there. The big thing that Reeves mentioned was that they forgot Marcel's fish. He's like, I thought we put everything on the thing, and then Mike is like, hey man, you're the one getting $100,000, not me. Why do I give a shit about this? Which is like, okay, you guys, this. It seems like Alon got fucked. It seems like he 100% got boned in this. I think it would have been a lot closer. Marcel. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hold up. No. There's got to be some personal liability here. Marcel is the one in the competition. He should have made sure he had all his food before he left. It is on him. It's his competition. It's not Mike and Sam's.
It's
his
a team.
competition.
It's a team effort.
Bullshit. It's a team effort. They ain't winning $100,000.
You don't think he's gonna cut him off something?
No.
You
Marcel? You think Marcel's gonna cut them off some money?
You don't think he'd give him each $10K?
No.
No, definitely not.
No.
Absolutely
How
not.
about
Yeah.
How about 5K?
Absolutely not. Not even.
I don't think
Especially
he's giving them
after he's
anything.
blaming them for forgetting fish that's on his menu that he didn't tell them the full big plan about.
Look,
That's Marcel's fault.
Look, Marcel is a creative soul. He came
Yeah.
up with some really cool things. I think it was maybe Tom that nailed it. It's like he has some like really, really great highs because he's so creative. So sometimes he like nails things and they're amazing, but then he also has all these peaks and lows. He clearly is like a little bit. He just they say it. He's just not quite there yet because he's a little bit disorganized. And it seemed like when they were doing all the prep, they had everything together. They knew what they were doing. They were good to go. But it was like the day of, he didn't have that same level of organization for them, which is like what they were looking for.
Yeah, that's not on them. That's on him.
I think it's partly on that. I think they could have.
It's
I
not
think they
on
could
them.
have cared more.
I think your reflection of the staff is reflected in their leader.
Well, Brian, I think your problem is with that deleted scene that Tom sent us where we see like Mikey goes in and he grabs the fish and he's like, I got to re-release this back into the sea.
And it's already cut in half.
This fish needs
He
to go
doesn't
back in
understand that
the
it's dead.
sea. Yeah. And he puts it in like, because there's like one of those like goldfish ponds or whatever at the restaurant.
There's a koi
He just
pond. And
drops it. In.
I did hope that they would go grab a koi when he was like, my fish is here. Like, oh, there's koi outside. Let's go. I really thought that was going to happen. And it wouldn't, but if it did, I would be okay with it.
That would have ruled Mike out there with like a fishing rod. Trying to catch
Just like
koi.
drinking got a 6-pack next to him, just with the rod, just sitting back. He's like, hey man, I'm helping out.
Yeah. I'm a sous chef, man. Yeah. So that was a bit of a mistake. But they both cook great things. I don't think there's too many. I mean, the eel thing that Alon is so crazy about, they're like, this is fucking dumb. Like we are not impressed. I don't know why he did this, but everything else that he did, they seem like, oh, this is all good. So I don't know why he packed those eels.
Yeah, they weren't impressed with his like eel tostada that he did. It was like eels and then like 2 kinds of fish eggs, and they were like, "Here you go." But if that's his biggest issue, then everything else was like. Then he clearly like blew Marcel out of the water. Like the judges, like Marcel had the fish missing. His like little like eye droplet thing didn't work. It just like he just really had a rough day, and it's not the day you want to do that.
Yeah, and even in the judges' table, they kind of asked, like, was this the best meal you ever cooked? And Alon's like, yeah, definitely, for sure. And then Marcel's kind of like just goes on this rambling tirade about like cooking is like a journey or something like that without actually answering the question of, was this your best meal you've ever cooked?
So you're saying no? You're saying no?
So it wasn't.
Yes, basically no. You guys mentioned that they asked Sam about like how much he was involved in the menu. He takes 100% credit for that. The dish that was missing the fish, he took the credit for that. Which again, I'm gonna go on Marcel's side a bit, and like those flavors were the flavors that Marcel had picked, but Sam was like, I did that 100%. It's like you just arranged what he had picked for this.
But that is part of the artistry, my man. I mean, it's just because I bought you the groceries doesn't mean you know how to put them together.
It's more if you had bought 5 things and said make these taste good, and then I did, you would take credit for that, right?
Yeah, but I'd also take credit if you were supposed to have a fish and you didn't have a fish, and on the fly I said, "Do you have garlic? We have garlic. Why don't we whip that up in a little blah, and then it's a whole new dish, and all the judges love it." I'd take credit for that too.
So I feel like when you are put in front of the judges, there's just like an element of lying to that whole charade where there's like a back and forth. And it's definitely highlighted in Alon's response when they ask him how he feels about what's the difference between him and Marcel.
What's the major difference between you and Marcel?
Don't take any offense to anything you will, but I feel that I have a greater passion. I'm a bit more forgiving. And I think I'm more gentle with the people that I work with and I'm around. I think I respect people.
So that's a lie, because he doesn't respect Marcel at all.
At all.
Like,
He was just talking about peeing on him.
yeah, peeing on him. He filmed him being assaulted. So
Yeah.
just blatantly
Yeah.
lying to everyone.
Literally filmed an assault didn't help stop the assault at all.
He's not because this is in the kitchen. Outside the kitchen, Alon's a fucking prickhead. Like inside the kitchen, he will not pee on Marcel and he won't try to shave his head. But outside the kitchen, he will pee on Marcel and he will shave his head, or at least film someone trying to shave his head.
Yeah.
I also think it was fantastic. They asked Elia like what she thought of Marcel's food. She said it sucked. And, like, you didn't eat it. She's like, no, but I know it sucks.
Yeah,
Well,
that
she
was
works with him, so
that was my favorite part. Is like that the judges call her out. They're like, "But you didn't have his food," and she's like, "But I know that it was bad." It's like, wow.
You must
She basically-
really fucking hate him.
she then took her hair off and said, "Just give it to Alon. He deserves it."
Marcel questions if the helpers, like, he basically is like, I don't think these guys wanted to help me. I think he outright says like, I don't think I had a team that was like fully backing me, that wanted me to win. And I think that's fair. I think they didn't care if he won.
I don't
or
think
lost.
it's fair at all. I don't think it's fair at all. This guy Marcel is not taking responsibility for the fact that he forgot his stuff. You cannot expect me to have more energy and enthusiasm than you for your thing.
I think that's fair, but I think he's not wrong saying that his team didn't care if he won.
Well, what did they do wrong? Anything he told them to do, they did.
I just think there wasn't like, yeah, okay. I just think there wasn't enthusiasm.
I mean,
or
if Sam didn't care, he wouldn't have helped him redo the dish.
maybe.
I just think you guys are just trying to give Marcel some out here. I don't want to give him any.
I
out.
think Marcel's problem, and to be honest, they've probably already made their mind up that they're going with Alon anyway, so it doesn't really matter what they're going to say here. It's just all for TV. But I feel like Marcel is a little bit, like Brian said, a little too honest in his take on what things, like how it went down and how his sous chefs were, whereas he should have just like hammered in. So when we get to his like final interview at the end, he kind of talks about, he's like, I'm better, I'm more creative, blah blah blah. I was like, that's what you should have said. It's like, my dishes were more creative, I actually went outside my comfort zone, blah blah blah, I do all these cool things. And Alon has cooked the same thing the entire time he was
He's
here.
cooked Spanish some twist.
Yeah.
That's his entire thing.
Yeah.
So I think if Marcel had if it had turned out better, I think he would have easily. I think on like flavors alone, I think Marcel would have won. I think if they both were the best they could have done, Marcel would have won handedly. I think because they would have been like, this is new stuff. He's taking flavors from here. He's doing something new. But I think since he fucked up, it was like Alon's to lose, and he made good food. So Padma also asks why no one likes Marcel, kind of directly. She's like, it seems like no one likes you.
And then Padma's like, and I like a bad boy.
I don't see where he's like actively being rude or mean. I'm guessing they just like didn't show where he wasn't friendly. Maybe.
I don't know. I just think there were some spots where he's like, people are getting upset with him in the kitchen because he's like moving burners, taking ovens, turning stoves off without asking.
That did happen, but he did apologize every time he got called out for it. But I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, but
he
you
was
gotta
doing
understand rage culture, man. You gotta let me have my rage. Don't try and take my rage away from me by apologizing.
Well, the rage was not enough to send him over the line to be the top chef. So Tom and Padma and Gail, and I guess that other dude,
Hugh Bear Keller.
Hugh Bear Keller, make their
Pooh Bear.
decision, and they
Pooh Bear
announce
Keller.
who Pooh Bear Keller. He's got a big bowl of honey.
Wash your hands.
Gross. They announce who the top chef for this season is.
That's it, I won. Oh, I'm so excited. The second I heard the sea of congratulations come out of her mouth, this whole rush of blood went through my entire body.
I forgot that was the clip I used for Lon winning.
That's
not
okay.
them announcing that.
That's okay.
That's fine.
That's okay.
Because
That's
I
him.
found it funny that he was like, blood throughout my whole body.
Which, I mean, that's what it's supposed to do. So
Yeah.
It's
He was
not-
still alive.
It's not new.
Yeah. That's good to hear.
I still think this next clip we're about to play, I'm going to play right now because this, I think, is the greatest clip in all of Top Chef so far, and maybe forever.
Wow.
This is when Marcel drops the act and keeps it real. This is right after losing.
Beating out of my chest. Totally surprised when she calls Alon. I thought it was going to take more than saffron and paprika to beat me, but apparently not. It's extremely disappointing.
Did a good job.
Thanks, Chef. The food that I was trying to create is obviously a little bit more complex and takes a little bit more skill. It's most unfortunate that, I wasn't able to execute it on a level that would put me over the top. This obviously isn't the end of my culinary career by any means, and honestly, I don't really care what any of these other contestants think about me because I'm comfortable with who I am, and I like myself, and I like my food, and I like my personality.
I think that's Marcel dropping the entire act, and imagine if he was that serious, that real, the entire show.
Yeah.
The ratings for this season would be through the roof.
Holy shit. If he stopped being polite and started being
getting real?
Yeah. Maybe that's the problem. Marcel was on the wrong reality show.
He should have been on Real World.
Was. He should have been on Real. He would have been great for Real World.
Oh,
or at least the challenge.
Yes, and maybe that's why I accidentally watched the challenge that one time. Something to do with Marcel.
Something.
Wait for it. Marcel should have been on the challenge. Maybe Tom did something and sent me the wrong thing because he was trying to hint at Marcel should have actually been on the challenge.
Oh,
wow.
Possibly. Wow.
Who knows?
I wonder if, and now I gotta wonder if Marcel had actually tried to been on the challenge, but he sent his tape to the wrong place, and Top Chef got it.
He's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to be on the Real World Challenge. I can send this tape in. Cross my fingers. Please, God, help me.
Yeah.
And he gets a call from Tom Colicchio.
Well, he just showed up and he was just like, all right, I'm ready to start getting real. And they're like, this is Top Chef. And he was like, what is going on? I guess I'll start making foams. I don't know. I've never cooked before.
Yeah.
And that makes sense as to why he asked Alon if he wanted to see his knife. As soon as he showed up.
Dude, check out these knives they gave me.
You want to compare knives?
That's the friggin' season.
That's
the friggin' season, y'all.
We did it. So, you guys, how do you feel this season? We've now watched 2 seasons of Top Chef.
Season 1 was better,
definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
season 1 was better.
Padma aside, season 1 is better. I think the challenges are better in season 2, other than not having Restaurant Wars.
Hold on, I'm not gonna fly with that. Season 2, which is season 1 Padma, is garbage. I don't want season 1 Padma. I want season 3, which is season 2 Padma, because she's got a season under her belt.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was great. I think she looked so comfortable the whole. Like she looked like a freaking natural.
She looked super uncomfortable
season.
Every time she had to compliment Marcel. She was like, I'm reaching.
Well, she also, maybe she had some sort of like forethought because a couple of days ago, if anyone follows Marcel on Instagram, you'll know that he posted, and I posted this on our Instagram also.
Yeah, you did.
He posted a nude photo with him and his wife or girlfriend, I'm not sure. She's very pregnant, and he's covering his Johnson with a cookbook, and then she's covering herself up with other things, and it is
tasteful.
It's tasteful. It's graphic.
It's tasteful.
Yeah.
I love it. Everyone express yourselves however you want. I still feel like we're living in a time where people don't realize everything that's on the internet stays on the internet forever. So this can't ever come back and haunt them when that kid grows up and is like, "What's this picture of you two naked?"
That child didn't consent to being on that. It's messed up.
And why is everyone sending me this photo and I'm like a teenager and they're embarrassing me at school?
Reez, what do you think? And I guess officially we'll see who's going to host in our interim episodes until we start the new season, which is coming up April 1st. You guys are going to be doing.
Well, I'd like to do it. Season. I mean, I'll fight you guys for it, but I'd like to do it.
I'm not going to fight anyone for it. So you guys, I'm very excited to just like slide back into the cut and just be able to make comments. Think of little funny little scenarios.
Snipe in the back.
That's what I like to do.
Before you get in that cut, let me know which side of the street you'll be on, and I'll come join you.
Oh God, fucking ditch boy here.
Yeah. So this season, I haven't seen this. I started on season 6 and I've seen season 6 on. So these are all new seasons for me. I did not like the season at all. I thought it sucked really hard. It was kind of work watching some of these episodes. However, I'm stoked for where we're going now, where we're going to review the upcoming live season as it happens.
Yes, that's gonna be good.
It'll be good, and then you guys will watch along with us.
Yep.
Yes.
No,
Hopefully.
not hopefully. They will.
They
They
better.
have to.
Come along with us.
You have no choice but to take this ride.
Jay-Z. Come on, take a ride with me. And that's a callback.
That's a third beat.
That's the third beat. All right. Well, for the three amigos, we are packing our knives